Hey, everybody, you're listening to Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me. If you enjoy these story-only versions of Sleep With Me, please use the contact form on our website to let me know. You get a lot of value out of this. And if you're looking for more sleep stuff, you know, Sleep With Me now comes out 3 times a week, 2 new episodes, 1 classic episode. Then we have 2 episodes of Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me every week. So you could listen to Sleep With Me 5 nights a week if you need to. Now, if you're looking for ad-free episodes, more story-only episodes, going back into the archives, bonus episodes, all intro episodes, Fearless Flyer episodes, on location episodes, all intro episodes, all night episodes, check out Sleep With Me Plus. Not only do you get all of that stuff, and it's all organized and easy to access in different podcasts, you get to support this podcast so that we can be here and keep trying out new stuff to help you sleep and a bunch of other people, and you can do all that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who's got a, what is it called when you improperly use an iron setting? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've ironed. But when I did, the most recent time I ironed incorrectly. Because it was like it was before a flight. I thought it was going to be a quick iron. Like, this is supposed to be a quick start of a sleep podcast. And you know what? Turns out iron settings matter sometimes. Not really that big of a situation. It just means that one of the sleeves on the shirt I'm wearing at this moment has a little, has some small holes in it to let the air in. So that's a bonus. Now, if you're wondering, there's probably there's a lot of hot air coming from somewhere right now. And if you're wondering about that, you're in the right place. It's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that's here to keep you company, take your mind off of stuff, to be your friend in the deep, dark night, because you deserve a good night's sleep. You deserve a bedtime you could look forward to. Now, this podcast might not be the one that provides it, but I hope it does. I am so glad you're here. So glad if you're new or you're a regular listener or you're giving it a couple tries to see how it goes. Thanks for checking this show out. What we're going to do is have some support. Then we'll have a long meandering intro that goes nowhere, kind of like this. And then we'll have our story. It's because it's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. And this support is how we're able to do it for you free twice a week. All right, everybody, Scoots here. We're talking Lasso, the last episode of season 1. This won't be the last you hear of Lasso, though. Now, all you lassies out there, or would it be lassies or lasses? I guess you'd say, well, you'd probably go with lasses. What kind of dogs are those? I forgot. But what's a fan of those kind of dogs and Richard Blaze called? Lasses, man. I'm a fan of, that's my 2 favorite things in the world. I'm a fan of the TV show Lassie and Richard Blaze. I'm a Lasses. And it's spelled not like it sounds, but like you'd spell Lassie combined with Blaze, I don't know how to spell it, but I know it's a sight word for me. And now I'm saying, there hasn't been a lot of reboots of, animal-based films. Understandably, I'm not saying to do it. Well, I'm saying, if you were to take, I'm way off topic, but if you were to take my favorite, one of my fortes, Will Forte, I think a Flipper reboot in the hands, like with Will Forte, or a Lassie reboot, that could be something I could you know what I'm saying? I know some people are nodding along with me, But we're talking about fans of the show Ted Lasso, super fans of this podcast, which you said earlier, you may have said to yourself, I'm a lassie. Now I'm saying I'm a lassie, man. A lassoe. But we don't say it that slow. We just say lassie. It's kind of like you're mispronouncing. No, it's not like I'm mispronouncing Lassie. I'm thinking Richard Blaze. I'm saying Lassie in order to proclaim my fandom of Ted Lasso. Oh, but what I was saying is we will be covering an episode for the holiday season. So this won't be the last you hear. Don't worry, Lassies, or Lassies, we spell it like the drink, for our own I don't know why, but you'll hear more soon. But this is episode 10, and oh boy, if a sleep podcast audience could relate to one quote, I'm sure. I mean, I know I wasn't raised with this exact quote, but I was raised, honestly, with a philosophy similar to this quote: "The hope that kills you, it's the hope that kills you." And according to my notes, it opens with music that goes into Lycon. Whistle. I thought that said it WHSLE is what it says. Nate Lightcon. But I think it says whistling Nate, turning the lights on. See some clean boots in the inbox. There's an inbox and an outbox. In fact, everything's clean. Followed Wolf new clothes. Followed Wolf new clothes. Attendant. There's a new locker room attendant or new some kind of attendant. Nate is hostile. You can my name, Nate Dog. Promoted. Everyone's happy. So I'll explain it later, but it's a bit like Toy Story, but I'm not sure what that means. Nate, he even takes a second to burn Colin. Coach Nate, loud whistle. Oh, I said, does that reference a Toy Story reference about Claw? Don't worry, we'll look into it. Don't call it jock, like the itch of, so we'll look that up. Mr. Muscle. We'll look those up at the end of the page, or maybe we'll come back and then we'll go Kaplan face off. Beard loves it. Captain face off. So what happens is, if you haven't followed me so far, Nate comes to work. There's a new kid doing Nate's job. Nate's not happy about it. Very hostile to first Ted plays him a little bit. Whoa, what's going on? I'm looking into it. Rebecca comes. He gets mad at Rebecca. Find out there's he gets promoted. Everybody is happy. He gets a whistle. Oh, that's the part like Toy Story. And then he blows a whistle very loudly. And then the episode begins. Then Ted and Beard in the office. Roy comes in. He said, I forgot Roy's name. How did I do that? He says, you got to pick a new captain. Ted says, no, you do. But it's funnier than that. Trust me. Ted also does sleight of hand. And then we reveal that Roy has developed love for Ted, and he says he loves you. Unskinny bop, that's a great line, and we'll just go on a tangent about it now. Ted says, I mean, that's like the kind of stuff I love. He says, here's the unskinny bop or something, which I talk about. It's been a while since I talked about it. If you take that song, is that the same song? Skinny bop, right? But if you... I don't think it's the same song. It's by a band called Hanson, which was three brothers with long, sandy blonde hair, I think you'd say. Seems like they were around in the aughts, but I think it was probably a 90s band. And they had a song, well, I call it Tube Top because that's all I can think of. And if you listen to it and you want to sing along for fun, you just say Tube Top, top, Tube Top, Tibby, top, Tube Top, top, Tube, Timmy, top, Tube Top, and you go, it goes on and on like that. But I don't know if that's the same song, but I love how Ted says that, talking relationships or something. Collins and Nana. Talking relegation. Collins and Nana. No relegation in the U.S. Yeah, everyone pretty much is fine with it. Nate Whistle's not inside. Jamie, this was a wonderful choice by a stylist or whoever. Jamie has a haircut that looks good on Jamie because he's Jamie, but it's what I would qualify as a young boy's haircut on picture day. And he says that Ted's like a rodeo clown. Final nail into the ashes. Is that really what it says? Dialogue. We'll check it. Premier League championship irony. Pubs crew says thanks. Have a little hope, May. It's the hope that kills you. Tax. Nate. Ted dislikes ties. Hopeless. Ted puts his hands on his knees, beard, one piece of popcorn. I just like that choice, too. He just takes one piece of popcorn and eats it. Quick question. Are those only clothes you have? Believe, infloss, or can't, soccer goals, negative Nellies, Ted and Rebecca. Good eye, small fry. You are not a proper football manager. Just something, wow, DISLUCK. Every something has its cause confidence, create chaos, Ted, tall grass, dough. Trick plays. Ted goes something, or even lawn dye, set pieces. Oh, they say, Sam says, elaborate set pieces, you mean. Chaos, stun. The Sandman, which is a trending show right now. Los Tigres. Positive, punitive, chitty bang bang. Some of them I'm like, wait a second, these are gags. In the Harlem Globetrotter, smiley face there. In the Harlem Globetrotter music, it's playing in the background. No way. Pomade. Wise guy callback. No, there's some callback. USI callback. Lasso likes your texts, Keely. Rings bell. Roy, egg, sucks, shall I make scones? 2 coffees for Keely. Oh, this is I said, if there's a Lasso musical, not that, I mean, I should be getting into that because of all the stuff going on with other shows, but I say that would be a good song for it. 2 coffees for Keely. I mean, go ahead and take it, like official Lassos, take it from me and the Lasses. 2 coffees for Keely. That's a song for a musical. I guess you're not like, I'm freely giving this to only the people that own the show, but, just makes sense. 2 coffees for Keely. That would be showing Keely's dilemma earlier this season. Roy locks it up and throws away the key at Jamie. Mushy peas, Ted FaceTime. Coach does not do anything during the game. You got to hope, kind of like being a dad. Prequay, the hope that kills you. Keely does not care. Turnip, that doesn't make any sense. Today I care very much, a lot. Oh, Arlo and Chris, looks like Arlot, Crow Chris, to rip, Keely does not care, to rip turnip, Bex and Rupert, Higgins, whole family, cool present, cool parent, Higgins, cool priest, Higgins has a noisemaker, Roy makes Isaac captain, never stop breathing, branding, never stop something. TG's, Ted, Bands brings in pocket speech? No. I disagree. I believe in hope. Belief. Do you believe in miracles? Sam smile. Do you circle up? Richmond on 12, Isaac says. Skip dates. From movie or real life? Both. Jamie stares at Roy. Jamie does not score. Takes a selfie. Zorro. Oh, takes it himself. Zorro stops it. Zorro. Offside jokes. Vintage ketchup. I don't know what that's. Catchy. Corner. Sandman. Almost half. Coaches Delante. El Dente. Do not check the score. Not playing for a tie. Win and in. Do you hear me? Roy warm up. Follow me. Roy, 61 minutes. Penalty not shown. Why? Oh, there's a penalty. Against Richmond. They score. They don't show the penalty. They show the goal. 1 mil to go. Richmond, Jamie, Roy catches him, not getting up. Physics, knee. Sam makes him listen to the Roy cheering. More than decades, gals. Explain back to Isaac. Roy nods at Ted. Captain back to Isaac. Roy nods at Ted. More than a decade, gals. I don't know. Jamie stunned. Farewell. There's off. Jersey. That can't be correct. Teach your wants, inquiries. That looks like a Miss Ignacio. Games. Book your worth. Takes off farewell. Takes off Jersey. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why would the state of New Jersey be involved in this? Teach your worth. I don't know. Roy, get out. Stay. So Roy, Keely comes in the locker room. Roy's down. He says, stay away. She takes him in her arms. Then there's lots of phones and ringing. Nate can interpret it. What the heck? Nate can tell. Palace won 6-0. Just a tie. 3 months. Richmond sells it. Lasso. Spread. Holy smokes. Feel foothold. Sam in motion. Zorro. 4th and something. Sam to Danny. Rojas. Cheers. Even Robid. Everyone something happy. Everyone hugs. But Jamie breaks, makes extra pass. Hendrick stunned. Sad music is quiet stunned. Ted, tough loss. Rupert left alone by Bex. Text from son. Jamie and Jamie's dad. He's a jerk. Locker room kid. Offers Ted water. Zorro, Roy. Grand to even look and going through something worse than being sad. Being alone. Oh, so Ted makes another great speech. So there's something worse than being sad that's being alone and sad. Sam, what is that metaphor I told you at the beginning of the season? Well, be like a goldfish. And then they say, contextually, could you explain that to me? He says, well, Dory is not a goldfish. Dory's condition in both those movies. Better like Dory 2, Dory's Story, and what was the other first one? Finding Nemo. That's a great way to describe it. If you've seen those films, so be like a goldfish. Even though Dory's not a goldfish, you could say be like Dory. But that might do it. And then after we're done being sad or angry or sad together, let's be like a gosh darn goldfish. Beard brings Jamie a note from Ted. Great job on that extra pass. For your awards night, Jamie, love letter. But basically, Jamie has something snarky to say. Way to make extra pass, Ted. And there's an army person in there. Nana walk phone. Never walk alone. Knock beneath your Leslie. Knock, knock. That you, Leslie? Thank you, Leslie. This is, it's my mom's name. I'm a feminine junior. And then Ted goes off as, Leslie Higgins is there. Oh, let me talk to Rebecca alone, basically have a seat. They talk, we'll do the dialogue, and then it closes with Ted spitting water in her face. Okay, so let's just look up a couple of these things real quick before we get to the episode run through. Okay, so we'll start with Nate Dogg, because I thought that'd be something everybody would recognize, but maybe not. Nate Dogg was an American singer, rapper, the nickname King of Hooks, career started in the 90s as a member of 213, a trio in the 90s with his friends Snoop Dogg and Warren G. And then he sang Warren G's hit Regulate, and then Nate would become a fixture in West Coast hip hop, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Exhibit in the 90s, and then started working with more and more artists, Eminem, 50 Cent, Fabulous, Mos Def, Ludacris, charted 16 times on the Billboard Hot 100, number one on 50 Cent's 21 Questions, was on the next episode, and Dr. Dre's, and then Eminem's Till I Collapse. Also, Nate Dogg released 3 of Nate Dogg's own studio albums. So it's just a little bit about Nate Dogg. Okay, I'm just looking up Mr. Muscle. This is in the, let me see what comes up. And it doesn't come up there. This is just something they were talking about. Anyway, I couldn't find anything. So, but that was Mr. Muscle, something, and then Skinny Bop. Let's see if that's the song I was thinking of. Skinny Bop. Wait a second. I guess I was wrong. Unskinny Bop is a Poison song. So I guess I'll have to look up Hanson after this. But Unskinny Bop is a Poison song. So that's like a 80s hair band or glam band. It was came out in 1990. It was the first single on their third album, peaked at number 3, and it was shrouded in obscurity. So here's the Unskinny Bop. But they said they liked the phrase because it was phonetically suited to their music. Okay, well, turns out I didn't get that. I don't know. Oh, Hanson's with an O, I think. Yeah, spelling it with an A. Hanson band, yeah, American pop rock band from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Taylor, Zach, and Isaac Hanson. Oh, they had MMM Bop. That was not Skinny Bop, which makes sense. That sounds more like Tube Top, 1997 hit. Yeah, so they were popular from 97 to the beginning of the aughts. I mean, their peak of their popularity. But they're still, 2000, this is the 10th anniversary in 2008. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen them playing places. Oh, they had a holiday album in some point in the, whatever you call it, the 10s, or I don't know. And yeah, new albums in 2021 and 2022. But that's who's saying, not Unskinny Bop. Yeah, we're learning stuff here. Let's just see what happens when we look up rodeo clown on Wikipedia. If I can spell rodeo. No. Rodeo clown. CLOWN. Rodeo clown is a rodeo performer who works in competitions and is a distraction. I guess that's right. We should never mind. But it is kind of like their job is to distract the bull. That's kind of like my job yeah. So a lot of you familiar with The Sandman, Neil Gaiman's graphic novel, comic book from DC, now a show. I haven't started watching it yet with Morpheus and Dream. But yeah, I'll definitely watch it. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, I'm always happy for successes stuff, Neil Gaiman stuff. So it was one of the first graphic novels ever to be on the New York Times bestseller list, and also to be on EW's 100 Best Reads. And here's it. Various television and film adaptations have been developed. There was going to be a film with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Wow. And there have been full cast audio dramas. And there's a television adaptation that's now on the air. Scones is another thing. I don't know if scones would be on. Scone is a baked good. I think we've covered this in Great British Bake Off. A scone in the U.S. and England is a little bit different, but it looks good here. A scone is more like a biscuit. Wheat or oatmeal baking powder is a leavening agent. Baked on sheet pans, slightly sweetened. Could be glazed with egg wash or a glaze. And it's a component of cream tea. It differs from tea cakes, which are made with yeast. Pomade. That's what pomade. Pomade is a hairstyling product, or French pomade. Greasy, waxy, or water-based substance gives a shiny, slick appearance. That's Jamie's. Lasts longer than most hair care products, but it could be multiple washes to get it out. Could be made from bear fat, lard, lanolin, beeswax, petroleum jelly, used in things like the Pomodoro. Goes back a long time. Modern resurgence with the popularity of the disconnected undercut hairstyle, buzzed or faded sides, longer top, which is disconnected from the side hair. It was affordable in the 20th century with a hair clipper to cheaply and quickly shave the sides ahead, leaving the long top hair to be styled with pomade. In the 2010s, it was popular from WW2 films and people like David Beckham and Brad Pitt having that style of hair. Pomade community and its use. It does not dry, so it keeps the hair flexible and lasts long. I don't think I've ever used pomade because of its greasy, waxy nature. You might need high detergent shampoo or dishwashing liquid, something for oily hair. Okay, the Harlem Globetrotters. I just want to look up their theme here. Let's see if I can find it. Had 97 championships, been around since 1926, so not too long from their 100th anniversary. Current roster, draft, trying to find the song here. A lot of uses in popular culture, honorary members. It's got to be in here somewhere. Okay, I can't believe I didn't realize this. It's the name of the song is "Sweet Georgia Brown." It's a standard composed by Ben Burney and Maceo Pinkard with lyrics by Kenneth Casey. 1911, published 1925. When did it become? There's different renditions. It was adopted as a theme song of the Harlem Globetrotters in 1952. Because one of the most popular versions of Sweet Georgia Brown was recorded in 1949 by Brother Bones and his Shadows. So there you go. Okay, now let's, we say we watch the episode. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so got it rolling here. And it starts off the thing, and Nate's turned on the lights. Looks like there's acoustic panels, washing machine, no dirty boots, only clean boots, towels folded, jerseys ready. Who are you? Will, clubhouse attendant. No, you're not. Ted's playing him. Have I been sacked? Higgins doesn't know. He insults Rebecca. Why do you need my name for your contract? It's worse. You've been promoted. The whole team's there. The whole team's there in casual things to turn to cheer him on. There's confetti, and then he gets an ace and shall I present you this whistle, but it's never been blown. And I promote you, Coach Nate. With cheers, he blows a whistle. Episode opens. And they're talking about Mr. Muscle. Roy comes in. Don't want to be captain. I can't be captain because I'm not starting. You pick. No, I pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 exchanges about, and then Ted makes it disappear in his hand, puts it on Roy's head. Beard's reaction makes it, and he says he does love you. Here's the unskinny Bob, Manchester City. Well, we can't get relegated. It's not good for the team. Basically get demoted to another league. Like the closest thing would be in the U.S. would be like a baseball. Because that's like NBA is becoming like that. Where not with relegation, but at least with different leagues. There's Jamie. No barbers because he's got his little boy haircut. He says, yeah, he says some not nice things about everybody, including Ted, Roy, and, the team. Nate gets, Isaac gets very irritated. Championship is below the Premier League. So if you get relegated, then you're in the championship. Then the fellas of the pub come, hey, you did your best. It wasn't good, Baz says, but why don't you have some hope? Have you learned it's the hope that kills you? And let's text Nate. We got work to do. Then they're at Ted's apartment working. Can't just tie. If one of my games, if they win by 6, we can tie. Okay, let's don't blow the whistle. My neighbors won't like it. Nate says it's hopeless. Ted puts his hands on his knees. I'm sorry, it's hopeless. And he runs out of the room. Beard's like, oh boy, takes his one piece of popcorn. Are those only clothes you own? No, I have a bunch of sets of them. Ted has a believe thing. Yeah, this is in the bathroom mirror. When I don't want to floss, I look at believe. Believe can't score goals. Couple of Nelsons. Pessimistic, sorry, Shipley. Negative Nellies. Ted brings biscuits to the boss. What's going on, Ted? You all right? Maybe you should have had a soccer coach for your football club. But do what you need to do, if we don't lose. If we don't, whatever. So you're not a proper football manager. There's a saying in Dutch football, which I'm going to say in English. Every disadvantage has its advantage. And basically says the same thing about being different or weird. You have an advantage because you don't think like everybody else. So who'd have thought to make a podcast to put people to sleep, except for, and to listen. So thank you. Okay. Trick plays, aka elaborate set pieces, chaos, stun, and confuse everybody. So let's go through some. Danny, the Sandman, when I was on Los Tigres, Pepper Shakers, Beckham something, poutine, Midnight Poutine, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Broken Tap, Make 'em Leak, then other ones, I don't know if I can say, because the guys are even lasting. Put Lasso Special up there, and we're going to bring some chaos. Let's go. Oh, yeah, and then that's when James like, no, wax, I need pomade. And then he gets a selfie with the selfie kid, wicked, can't believe you got dumped by Richmond. It was Lasso. Lasso loves you, man. So he shows a thing where Ted's saying nice things about Jamie. Jamie, of course, thinks it's a game. He texts Keely. Shows up, Roy answers, Roy's got, egg socks on. That's what it must have been. Scones? I'm not making scones, dude. I made you coffee. Jamie brought you 2 coffees for Keely. This wouldn't be the time in the musical, where she would be singing it. I guess, yeah, because you changed the time of events probably, so it would be. I guess it would be. No, she would already decided. But anyway, not everybody's trying to mess with you, Jamie. Roy doesn't like you, but other people do. And see you tomorrow. Enjoy the view from the bench and your mushy peas, Roy. Then FaceTiming. But, when you FaceTime with kids from the distance, anybody. But Roy's again, Ted talks about how hope it's kind of like being a parent. I drew a robot. Great. Then they get it's a night match. Richmond fans are hyped. Keely used to just go to these games. She never cared about football, but I could just perform at a match. She does say turnip. So it wasn't my handwriting. But now she cares because, she just cares about Roy, Arlo, and Powell. And we got Bex and Rupert, the pub. May gives out free shots. Then the Higginses, a little kid, another kid, another kid, another kid, and a priest. Don't worry, he's a cool priest. Okay. What's it like to be on the brink of relegation? This is when Roy makes Isaac a captain. On the down low, don't stop, losing your temper on behalf of the team. Pats his knee. And Ted comes in. They actually had all the trick plays on the board. That's probably a cool screen cap. All right, you guys know, I disagree about that phrase. It's the lack of hope that gets you. I believe in hope. I believe in belief. Where I'm from, we got a saying, actually, a question. Do you believe in miracles? I don't need you all to answer that. Just answer for yourself right now. Do you believe? Oh, boy, I almost cried when Sam smiled. Do you believe in miracles? Well, if you do, get over here. Captain, let them know. All right. And Richmond on 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go Richmond. I'm sure there's a reason he skipped 8, like an Isaac, like it was an accident. I don't know who number 8 is. Roy's on the bench. Ted says, hi, Jamie. Match begins. Here we go. Hendrick, Tart, takes it himself, but Zorro is there. Zorro. 30 minutes gone. Offsides. Ted says, can you explain to me what offsides is? Really? What? Oh, wait a second. Okay, this is one. What were they talking about? Heineken vinegar ketchup. Vinegar to Heineken to ketchup to passes the ball. Okay, I understand. Or something. Come on, Richmond, corner kick. All right, let's do the Sandman. Here we go. Danny flubs it, and then a bunch of people pass over. Almost rocked him to sleep. And that's halftime. This is 0-0. Thanks to the stellar play of Zorro. No. We don't care about Crystal Palace. We're not playing for a tie. And he says, okay, adrenaline. He goes, we're playing for a win. Win and in, you hear? All right. Roy, you're starting the second half. Roy's captain again. People are cheering. Surprising move because they needed speed. Octonagarian or something. Penalty against Richmond. They don't show what happens. Oh, Hendrick gets it. And they're up 1-0. There's a long shot of Ted staring. People are cheering. Rebecca and Higgins' wife. Roy catches up with Jamie and clean tackle, slide tackle. Attaboy Roy. That's when Roy goes out of the game, but he did stop a goal. Somebody says Tortoise takes down the hare. And they say Roy's knees, they say get up. Roy, and everybody's saying Roy can't, he's here, he's there. Every frown away, with a frown, he's everywhere. Roy Kent, he's here, he's there. He's frowning everywhere. Roy Kent, and everybody's cheering for him. Nods at Ted. Heads collapse to the crowd. Jamie's stunned. And he goes in the locker room. You have to wonder, Arlo, what's the future for Roy Kent? Sorry to say, it might be his last boot. He looks at his locker, throws his jersey down, sits down, puts his head down. That's when Keeley comes in. You're not allowed back here. This is how I behave all the time. You know, I want to be alone. Please don't come, within my... Takes his hand first, looks at him, puts her arm, puts his, and just holds him. And actually, he takes her hand. That's when everybody checks their phones. Crystal Palace game must be over. Nate's 26,000 people are checking their phones. Crystal Palace won 6-0. All we need is a tie, boys. Come on, Richmond. There's hope. And Ricard goes down. Sells an injury. And they're going to do Lasso special, Isaac calls it. And it's kind of like American football, which is very confusing. And everybody's like, what is they doing? Never seen anything like this. And even somebody in motion, Zorro is yelling number, hike. Richmond players fan out, total chaos. Sam takes it, passes it to Danny, and he does like a full volley or something. I don't know if that's a butterfly kick, windmill, I don't know. And everybody's cheering, we got a tie, but nobody's paying attention, right? And they let their guard down. And Jamie takes it by himself, but then does extra pass and scores, and that's it. Air's out of the room. People fall to their knees, heads go down, looks of dismay, hands in head, 2-1. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, Ted says after the game. Tough loss. Congratulate Pep and Jamie. Henry's proud of you and made this robot. That's what Ted's text says, more or less. Jamie's dad wanted him to score. And then there's the locker room. There's a couple of people in suits I don't recognize. Ted doesn't need water. He says, what's up with that kid? Give me water. You didn't win, but you succeeded. You did great. So let's clap for everybody who did really good. And there's nothing I can say to take away things, but do me this favor. Lift your heads up and look around. Look at everybody else. I want you to be grateful that we're together going through this moment. He really delivers this speech. Holy cow. Because, being alone is hard. And who's, shortest memory goldfish. So when we're done being sad or angry, let's be like a goldfish. Gosh darn goldfish. Onward, forward. Ted walks into his office. Manchester City bus. What do you want? Jamie says, night, Jamie. Beard says, a love letter. Jamie makes a face. I have that attitude that Jamie has sometimes about stuff, but way to make the extra pass. Jamie almost smiles, does contemplate it. And then Higgins and Rebecca. Okay, I'll leave you. Leslie, that's my mother's name. Yeah, it's my name too. Shakes Ted's hand. Take a seat, Ted. Tea? Nope. Still not drinking tea. I'll take a water, though. And, it's kind of unfair. You have to fire me, so let me just quit. Here's my resignation letter. Put it on a takeout menu, but I signed it. Listen up, Ted. We got work to do next season. Okay. All right, then. Wait, tell me this. We can get unrelegated. Yeah, promoted, they call it. Promotion. Well, then maybe we can win the whole thing. And then Ted takes bubbly water, spits in Rebecca's face. Did I get you? And the last image is her face soaking wet with bubble water. What do they call it? Spit take, right? That's what it's called. And that's the end of the episode and the end of the season. But what we'll do is we'll do the second season at some point in the future, but we will do one episode from the second season that's coming up here. And we'll, do some other stuff, and then we'll come back to Ted Lasso around whenever we started this last year. Thanks, and good night, everybody. All right, I want to thank everybody that has become a patron recently. I want to thank Carrie, Edith, and Rachel. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Cassie, Jesse, and Abe, thank you, thanks, and good night. Lydia, Peaches, and Wilbur, thank you, thanks, and good night. Jess, Elizabeth, and Molly, thank you, thanks, and good night. Marlena, Vicky, and Emma, thanks, and good night. I want to thank Hevie, Kayla, and Mel, thank you, thanks, and good night. I want to thank Nate and Kirsten, thank you, thanks, and good night. And I want to thank Sarah and Mark, thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody, for helping make sure the show's here for free twice a week. I couldn't do it without you. And everybody that supports the sponsors. And that's how we're able to be here for free twice a week. And thanks for everybody that spreads the word about the podcast. Wow, people, when I'm recording this, have really been sharing their Instagram stories on Twitter. And other places I really, really appreciate. Couldn't do it without all your support. So thank you so much. And what do you say we slow? Oh no, here's some Tuck You In sponsors. That's how we're able to grow the archive so much. Thanks and good night.